I'm doing a very quick unboxing of September's Artful box. I say September because there's been delays in the production and the delivery, and it has just arrived with me in the post today. I subscribe. The subscription cost is £30, £39.95, and you could buy these individually for £49.95. But today there is a deal on at the Oh Dear shop, which is the sister company to Artful, to buy two old boxes, previous boxes, for £60, and I think that's a really good deal. So, as we begin to get people dialing in, I'm just going to kick off, and you can see that it's a subscription box. It comes in every 3 months, so you get 4 a year. And I've got a total of 6 now. This is my 6th box that I've subscribed to. And the picture around the side gives you a feel for what's inside, and it's basically alcohol markers. Now, the great thing about the boxes is that they're always really nicely packaged. They always use card and so on, so the packaging is environmentally friendly, and they also offer upgrade boxes as well, and tutorials that are available online, and you get a code to dial into those, and those tend to be quite useful. The great thing is just the actual packaging of the individual pieces, and you can see that they've put in a reasonable amount of care to get this looking right. They've got the brand on it, nice colour, again all card and paper, and you open it up and you can then see all of the colours of the alcohol markers. And if we just pull one out, you could see that it's dual tipped, and that there's a chisel tip at one end and then a finer tip at the other. So they always offer their own branded art materials. Certainly with the watercolours that I've got and the inks that I've got, the brushes, the paper and so on, they actually all work really well. Generally, although I share a lot of art, I don't necessarily go out of my way to buy expensive art materials, but I do look for art materials that are actually good, and certainly thus far I have found the Artful materials to be really good. So I'm going to put these pens to one side for the moment, and then we open this layer up. It's always a bit of a sort of jigsaw puzzle as you go in, and the next thing that we get is one of their pencils, which is a 2H, and I've got a growing collection of these pencils, and then I've got a little card which is basically the design on the outside of the box, and then another card inside. So if you're that way inclined, you could obviously use these for room decorations and so on. The thing that you always get is paper, and you always get a pad of paper, and this is 160 GSM, and it's branded as an artist sketch pad, and it's acid free. So they're not saying anything about cotton or anything like that, but it's fairly smooth. It's got a bit of a tooth on it, and it will be interesting to see how the alcohol markers go down on this surface, because obviously with a lot of these things they tend to they can bleed through and so on. One small thing that I've noticed is that actually this has actually got a blue cover on it, and the ink of the blue cover has very, very subtly caught the edge of the paper just on that front sheet. So that front sheet just has a blue edge to it. The other sheets don't have that. So it'll be interesting to see whether that actually has fix on it, or whether it actually sort of rubs whether that ink that creates that branding actually rubs off into things, because you would have to watch that. And actually you can just see it rubbing off just a little bit there. So I think that would be something that we would have to all be careful about. The next thing that we get is a sort of swatching card. They always send oh dear watercolour cards with envelopes, and the paper on these tend to be really quite good, and I've got a growing stash of these, so I may well do people's Christmas cards and so on with them. But I think the other thing that I tend to do is that I actually tend to use them for swatching. So this was a painting that I did last night, and you could see that I was actually just playing about with the colours. These are actually all Artful Box watercolours and acrylic inks, and that was me putting these down on that paper to trial them out. So that was that. So that's quite useful. The next thing that we've got is then an Artful branded fine liner pen, which is 0.5, and we then have the magazine. Now, the magazine that comes with these boxes is actually really good. We are up to page 112 there, and we could just flick through this and you will see that they've got all sorts of things in here, you know, continuous line portraits, a bit of sort of urban sketching with pens, so that's cool, like these. And you get interviews from artists, work to have a look at, and actually they really are inspiring, and you could see that what they tend to do is have a real variety, you know, so the images here are really quite different to the images that we've seen in the previous pages, and we're only at page 92, so that's only the first 20 pages. More interviews, and then these are actually more like architectural renders, interior design and so on. And actually, you know, bringing up interior design and renders and so on, you know, I have used Copics and Pro markers and so on, other branded alcohol markers, you know, for my day job as an architect. So it'll be interesting to see how these ones work out compared with all of those. So more art, this time fish and people, the seaside, and these are great. I really like these, and I always find that there are, you know, maybe 6 or 7 artists that are featured that I really like the work, you know, like I love that image on the right hand side, that's terrific. And so it goes on. So you could see that the magazine is something that really is worthwhile. Certainly, I keep going back to them and keep looking at them with interest, because I think you can always learn from them. And again, travelling art, which is great, and then a bit more about the actual techniques and so on, sketchbooks. Yeah, these are great. So a lot of very inspiring work in here, some architectural work, which is nice to see. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good box. So what I'm going to do is just call it a day just now and gently put everything back in, reassemble the box. But hopefully that has been an interesting run through, and I will no doubt be working away and actually trying to create something from this in the next day or so. So hopefully you will find that interesting. So thank you very much. Please do click follow if you haven't done that already. Please do click like. I will post this video, and hopefully you'll find that of interest. As I say, Oh Dear currently have 2 boxes for £60. That's not the subscription price, that's the price to buy some of their previous boxes. But certainly I've found the boxes that I've subscribed to be really good value for money at £39.95. So hopefully that's helpful, and speak to you later. Bye bye.